As we get into this space, I want you to just take a moment to take one cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And today in our coloring session, we're going to be coloring the mandala and the topic around our breath. So it's called Breathe. And so where you can get the coloring page is on my website, myartalchemy.com/gift. You can go download it for free and then print out the 2 pages that are related to this. There is a coloring page and a journal page, and I'll show those in a second, but I want you to be able to capture this link here really quickly. myartalchemy.com/gift. That's where you can grab it. If you don't have access to a printer right now, or you just kind of want to be here for the moment, feel free to just grab a piece of paper and some markers or colored pencils, a pen, anything that is calling to you, and you can still take advantage of this experience. So the page that we're going to be coloring today looks like this. And we're going to be doing some mindfulness, some self-reflection, and today especially because this is kind of a heavy time. If you're feeling that, you may not be. You may totally be tapped into a completely different reality, and that is wonderful. And I know for a lot of people, there's a lot of things, whether they're personal or on a grand scheme, that are big and heavy and scary and overwhelming. And so today's live is actually perfect because we get to sit in the breath, and we get to, sorry, I just want to make sure we're live. I don't see my video streaming, so I'm a little bit concerned. We're just going to keep going and hope that it is still streaming live. So actually, let me just take a second because Okay, while we're doing that, I want you to get settled. Okay, I am streaming. I can see the video here. If you're on with me live, feel free to, plug into the chat. Oh, I see what's happening. There is something happening that is on the back end. Okay, actually, I'm going to just jump off and I will jump back on, I think, maybe. Let me just take a pause. Okay, I'm going to take a pause. I want you to go get your materials set, and I'm also going to put a few things up here while I get this figured out. I'm also going to be adding on here some breathing techniques that you can use. So you can take a screenshot here of this, and let me go figure some things out for a second. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining right now, I had a little bit of video issues, so I'm just giving it a second to deal with the technology, and we are going to get back into things. Here is the download link, and we can get ready for coloring today. It's perfect that this is all happening. It's like so related, just take a breath and do what needs to be done. So, this is what happens when you're live. It's perfect because it gives me an opportunity to see how to handle these kinds of things. Okay, I want to get grounded back into this experience. And so, I would like for us to take 3 deep breaths. And the first one, we're just going to let go of everything that has happened before this moment. The second one, we're going to ground ourselves into our body and into the space that we are in. And then on the third breath, I want you to ground into your heart and the stillness inside of you. Okay, so let's start with the first breath. Okay, so welcome now to this session, this Art Alchemy session. What we do here at Art Alchemy is we use artistic expression as an access point for transformation and empowerment. All of our artistic methods are backed in neuroscience and psychology. I also add in coaching techniques, and we get ourselves into flow state. All of this has really powerful impacts on your body, your mind, your energy, and your life. And so we use YouTube for free sessions and video content that is free. There's a free community that you can join to share the art that you're creating and to share about your experiences. And there's also online courses and coaching that I offer through my website. If you like this video and you get something from it, please like it and share it and make comments along the way. Let's grow this. Let's have a good experience where you get something from it. And then you also, after you do, you can join the conversation, whether it's here in the comments section or it's on the free community that is on my website, or you can even just share this socially. So as I said, today we are going to use the word or the page that is breathe, and we're going to color. I also would love for you to, I'm going to put up these breathing techniques again. Now, I just want to preface this with, I am not a professional. And so if there are any medical issues that you have, or if you have any hindrances that would prevent you from being able to exercise these, please do so carefully. Please use these breathing techniques carefully. And if you're ever feeling lightheaded or anything like that, just stop and breathe normally. But these are meant to give you an idea of different breathing techniques that have specific benefits to them and how to do them. And connecting with your breath can actually help so many different areas of your life. And it's a tool that you can take with you no matter where you are. So if you're stuck in traffic, or if you're in the middle of a storm, there's breathing techniques that you can use to calm the nervous system down, to ease anxiety, to reduce stress, to invigorate your system. So this is a really great space to be in today. As I said in the beginning, there's a lot going on politically, astrologically, and then also, there's a lot of disasters that are happening, storms happening. And even in your own lives, you may have big things, big changes that are happening. So this is a perfect time to stop, breathe, connect inward. And we're going to do that by coloring today. So you don't really need much. You just need anything that you can color with. I'm going to use markers. I even have some highlighters that I'm going to use to color in this mandala today. You can use colored pencils, crayons, anything that you desire. And let me just show the coloring page and get into this view here. This mandala is very detailed. So feel free to get as detailed or not detailed as you would like. You can color in each and every single square, or you can, color them around. You can get creative with it, draw outside of the lines, amplify the drawing with vibrations on the outside, whatever you want to do. So we're going to get started with this today. I'm just going to, also, if you're here, feel free to tell us where you're watching from in the world, and anything that's coming up for you, feel free to share it in the comments. I'll be mostly coloring, but I will also be checking comments as we go along. And we'll go ahead and get started. Also, I just want to remind you that if you need to take a break and, drink some water or rest, feel free to do so. I prepared actually my colors being mostly in the range of like various blue shades. And for me, that's what the breath kind of feels like, wind and blues. And so, let's get started. And as we're going along, I would love for you to tap into your breath. Take whatever time you need to complete this coloring. You can ask yourself what you might need right now. And as you breathe, use it as a way to access your body. What's going on with your body? A lot of times we're going through life and we are disconnected maybe from our body, even our breathing. It's so automatic that we don't have to think about it, right? It just happens, which is amazing. But what if you did focus on it? What opens up for you as you turn your attention inward on your breath? And even as you're starting, you can focus your attention on how your breath is. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Are you breathing into your stomach, your diaphragm? Are you breathing only in your lungs? Is it quick? Does focusing on your breath make you feel any type of way? Now, in the free download, there are journal pages that correlate to each topic. So there's a journal page that goes along with this breathe mandala. And there's prompts in there, and so you can do this on your own, taking those prompts in consideration. Or you can come to these live sessions where we kind of dive a little bit deeper into each of the topics. There's 25 topics in the book that we're going through. I think this might be number 5. I'm not exactly sure. I think I've done 5 of these. I want you to think about how you use your breath, like intentional breathing, I would say. When you're focusing your attention on your breath, how are you using it? In meditation, I know that coming back to the breath is a way of helping our monkey mind to focus, to stop getting so distracted and to bring our awareness inward to the moment. So we focus on the breath. Tools that I've used along the way are like to actually feel the air going in and out of your nose and what that sensation feels like. So that is a way of tapping into the physicality of the breath. And drawing the mind inward. So, thinking about it that way, the breath has an amazing way of capturing our minds, our attention, when we're focused on it. I think because it's automatic, it happens on its own. And so we don't normally have to do anything, right? There's moments where you have to think about your breathing, slow it down, or like maybe when you're coughing and you can't breathe, or something's prohibiting your breath. You're definitely focused on it, but it is an access point for our attention. It's like art, actually. We use art as a way of drawing your attention to the present moment and into your body. We use it as a way of accessing the subconscious and also turn off the brain. So these are all ways of getting present. We're so distracted in this world. I think it's really important to have tools and techniques that you specifically use to get present. Let's see how I want to do this here. Let's just color this whole thing in. How are you feeling? Also take stock of how you're feeling, at the beginning and during and after this experience. I do not like this color. And, notice the changes, because there's insights in there for you. I don't like this color either. I also really feel like the importance of breath work around anxiety and calming the nervous system down. So I've experienced anxiety in the past, and sorry for my arm going through the camera. I've experienced anxiety in the past, and it takes over you, and it's so dysregulating. And so and also it affects your breathing, right? Like for me, there's a hyperventilation. My heart rate quickens. I start to feel shaky and out of control. Like whatever has me panicking, usually it's my mind creating some sort of story around something. Whatever has me panicking has control over me. And so the tool of slowing down your breath is so valuable to get yourself out of those states. I mean, there's other tools as well. I'd be curious to know what other people use as a tool to get yourself out of an anxious state. I know that there's a technique where you can count things, like look around you, count what you can see. There's a specific number. I can't remember what the numbers are, but it's something like, count 5 things that you can see in your immediate surroundings. Then list, another 5 things that you can smell. Maybe not 5. That's a lot of smells. But what are you smelling? And then what are you feeling? Like that, I can't remember all the things. I should probably look this up. But I know that there is a technique for enlivening your senses in order to bring your presence, bring your awareness to the present moment and calm down the nervous system. And our breath is really good for that as well. So I totally lied when I said I was only going to use blues. You can look into the colors as well that you're drawn to. What do they mean to you? Yellow is, to me, is like the sun and joy and happiness. And I think actually, when I think about taking a breath, especially if I'm outside, I will definitely, look to the sun, close my eyes, soak it in, and connect with my breath. So there's something for me about yellow and the sun and being able to feel the warmth, feel that golden energy, wrapping me up in it and protecting me, nourishing me. And actually, when I'm driving, I will put a golden bubble of protection around my son, anyone else who's in the car, myself, and then the car and the route that we're taking. And I will also protect even the other cars around me by wrapping them in golden light. And usually it's a way for me to presence myself and calm myself down. Ooh, that's dark. What do I want to do here? I want to go outside the line. This one is bleeding, but that's okay. It's kind of like breathing. It's expanding as I add the color. So yeah, so like what do the colors mean to you that you're using? Especially around breath. Feel free to take notes too on your journal page. Things that you want to capture, reminders. In the description of this video are those breathing techniques. So there's a number of them that are listed and they show the benefits and how to do them. And you can go through and do those breathing techniques and try them out for yourself and see how they work. And maybe you can even start practicing them on a regular basis. There's a lot of breath work experts who are out there that you can also go follow if you really enjoy the experience of it. Maybe one day I will go down the path of getting certified in breath work, but for now, it's not my area of expertise. Don't forget to breathe. Are you holding your breath? I want you to also remember that in the moments where life can become overwhelming, sometimes it feels like we don't have a moment to breathe. But what I want to remind you is the importance of doing it anyways. Because most of the time, that breath will allow you to become present, become kind of grounded. And from there, you can actually expand your time, expand your awareness. And so, it's like the paradox that we don't think we have enough time to do it, but then doing it actually gives us more time. I know that when I start these live sessions, and I'm about to, go into any experience where I am serving other people, if I don't take time to take a breath and like ground in, I'm so scattered, and it's hard for me to regain my intention and attention. So I typically will have an intention for whatever the experience is that I'm doing. It's typically an intention to help others with something, right? Today we're getting to color in order to connect with our breath and find some peace and calm, and um, from there, that's the main intention, right? But then the secondary intentions can be so many different things. But if I don't ground in ahead of time with what my intention is, I'll start rambling. Now, sometimes I ramble anyways, even if I am grounded, but it's less likely when I am grounded. How's your picture coming along? Good? Are you doing the little small sections, or are you kind of going more broad like I am? Alrighty. So something that is really helpful to know is, you may know this already, but just to remind you, is that these coloring pages you can print as many times as you want. And so when you're having a hard time, you can always come back to this. If there's a day where you are scattered and unfocused and feeling a lot of anxiety, print off another one of these pages and just start coloring it. Put on some good music, relaxing music, nothing that's going to distract you, but something that will, allow you to kind of focus and just color and breathe and take time to reflect. Actually, I'm just going to go in here. So the day that I'm doing this live session, if you're watching it later on, is when Hurricane Milton is sort of approaching Florida. And I know I have family there. And so it's heavy, it's scary, it can be nerve-wracking. I've never been through a hurricane. But so I don't know what it's like. I know that some people are feeling prepared and feeling okay, and then there's others who are not so much. And so this session was just perfectly timed because I'm really feeling the need to just kind of breathe. What I like to do is actually ask my angel team to look over everybody. You may want to send prayers or maybe do a visualization exercise of just like everyone being safe. But this was a perfect time for this because it does give this space for that to happen. To do a little visualization around everybody being safe and unharmed. in a way you can kind of feel helpless when you're not there in the location, or even like the aftermath of what happened in Asheville. I have a lot of friends over there too, so it's like both of these things are heavy on my mind and heart. And I'm here in LA and I can't necessarily do much besides, contribute to relief funds and actually that's what we think, right? However, my belief is that we are powerful beings. And when we send out intentions energetically, they work. They're supported. So, if I'm asking my angel team to help out, then I trust that even what I'm doing energetically is actually helping. So that feels a little bit more empowering, right? Okay, now I'm adding in pink. Going off of my thought process in the beginning, which is good. As you stay present and grounded, you get to observe what's calling for you. I want you to know how it feels just to be in the process of coloring and breathing and relaxing the mind, focusing the mind on the task at hand and not allowing the thoughts to take over. How does that feel? You may think before getting into something like this, like, oh, I'm not going to waste my time coloring, right? That's like a kid's activity. Or whatever judgment or thought you have about it. I don't have the time. But once you're in it, I want you to realize what you're gaining from taking the time, how it feels in your body. We can forget to use these tools on a regular basis. And I want to remind people that these are amazing tools to use. It's part of the reason why kids are naturally, in a flow. Obviously there's so many reasons why. They don't have all the responsibilities we have and worries, but they also naturally allow their minds to wander and imagine and relax. And there's a gift in that. Getting closer. Just have a few more things to do. And you can also leave things white if you want. I'm just using a smaller one here. Get a little bit more detailed. You know, as I get a little bit more detailed, I can see in here like a little heart shape, and my awareness wasn't on that before. So, you know, giving space for kind of like pulling your attention outward and then pulling your attention inward to smaller details and larger details allows you to see things from a new perspective. And that's a helpful tip for life in general, right? Where are you only viewing things from a high level or a very small level? All right, let's see here. I want to use maybe a green. Should we mix it up with a green? What do you think? Let's see what happens here. Well, we're committed. I don't like these pens as much. They're too thin. Like for this coloring, I like the way that my other markers are smooth and they're alcohol based, so they're like, they dry nicely. It's okay. Let it go. Breathe it out. In fact, I want you to breathe out anything that you don't like about this coloring experience or your page, or maybe how you're feeling or what you're thinking. Just breathe it out. Like let it go on the exhale. And also take note of what your body does when you breathe something out and let go. Like my shoulders drop typically. I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders. So throughout the day, I actually do try to take a breath and release. And allow it to drop. Okay, one more spot. The other part of using your breath throughout the day, like, I don't know if you do this, but I will sigh sometimes. And it's a way for me to release. I think it's a more unintentional breath to release whatever is happening. Like just a second ago, I took a very intentional breath, right? And I released what I was thinking about. You know, you take a breath in, and then you breathe out, and you release the thing. But what I notice is that when I'm not fully present, I will use breath as a way of releasing as well. And that's usually in a sigh. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to sigh, although the people around you might feel a little bit um, what's the word I'm looking for? They might like take it on that you're upset with them. But what I notice is that it's like my body's way of just releasing the stress or the tension, or maybe I'm like overthinking something. And I'll just take a sigh like that, and it's like a reset. So like sometimes my kid will ask me, I'll be like, if I sigh, he'll ask me a question about it. He'll say something like, "Are you upset?" Which is really cute that he cares, but I'm like, "Oh no, Bubba," I'm just taking a sigh to release. It actually like brings my attention to the thing, like maybe what I'm doing. So I encourage you to take note of what your breath helps you to do. I mean, coming full circle on this, we did this in the beginning, but how do you use your breath? And also, how can you be more intentional about it? Oh, I really like that green. And I like it so much, I'm going to color Breathe with it. Or maybe I'll do green and blue. Let's do kind of like vibrations here, almost. As if the breath, kind of like on the EKG machine, it shows that you're breathing. Where are you in your drawing? Are you almost done? Did you finish a while ago? Are you already on to the next? Okay, what was the first color? This one? And how are you feeling now? Are you feeling calmer? Are you feeling more grounded? What kind of awarenesses have you gained? Insights, affirmations, maybe things you're going to do moving forward. Write those things down so you don't forget them. And you can even write them here on your page so that you can, put this up and remind yourself on a regular basis to breathe. Use it, look in and out of this mandala and practice that breath. So I am complete with my coloring, and I am going to jump back on here with my face at least to wrap up. Welcome back. And I know today was a little bit longer. I had the technical difficulties in the beginning. So, if you're watching this back, feel free to just like fast forward through whatever you need to. I mean, this is the end, so you're not going to see this till the end, but use what you want from this video. And again, if you like this video, please like and share it. This is the website where you can download the coloring pages and also to join the free community. myartalchemy.com. Also follow us on social media, art.as.alchemy. And again, click the like button, the share button, and subscribe to our channel if you like these videos so you can get notified in the future of live streams and also when we upload something new. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Let me know how you enjoyed this. Share your picture and also share your journey, what came up for you, what you're taking from this experience. And I will see you on the next one every week, Wednesdays at noon. We'll see you there.